Hello everyone and welcome to our live style Q&A. And we're doing this to celebrate our upcoming launch of our online program, The Style Transformation, which kicks off in September the 2nd actually. So we just wanted to give people a little bit of a taster of, I guess, what to expect, what the Style Transformation is about, and also show you some of the things that we talk about and some of the concepts that we talk about too. So I'm very, very lucky to be joined this evening by two of our Style Transformation graduates, and also they are now part of our membership called the Super Stylers as well. So we have Wendy and we have Alice with us this evening. So thank you so much, ladies, for being with us this evening.
Thank you.
No problem at all. So we're going to start off with Alice's question first. So I'm just going to say bye to Wendy just for a moment, and she'll be back a little bit later with us. But Alice, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And look, I just wanted, if you could tell people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I'm a busy mum to 3 kids. So I guess I spend most of my time running around after them. And I guess why I sort of got onto Fiona and all the goodness that has followed is because taking care of the kids, I didn't give myself a lot of time and attention, and I just sort of got to a point where I got sick of my mum uniform and I just wanted to do something to make me feel good. So I've never looked back since.
And tell us a little bit about what your wardrobe or how you feel about what you wear now.
Now, it's completely different. I feel like it's fun to go in to work out what I'm going to wear today, and I walk out the door, and instead of just feeling like it's just something I've quickly just picked up off the floor and thrown on the way out, I walk out feeling like I look nice, and makes me feel a bit more confident, and I definitely walk with my head held a little bit higher.
It is, and it's that sort of easy win as well, isn't it, in terms of that confidence boost?
Yeah, definitely. And I know now walking into my wardrobe that I can pick out something that, well, most things, I haven't replaced everything, but I've got a pretty good idea that doesn't matter what I sort of pick, I know that it's going to look nice. So it's not as stressful trying to think, oh, is that going to look okay or not? Because I know that whatever I pick will look nice.
So what would you say was your biggest takeaway for the Style Transformation?
Definitely the way I think about clothes. It's opened my eyes to a whole new notion of different clothes I can put together, or I don't have to wear one piece just the one way. I can wear it numerous ways to make different combinations and outfits. It's like doubled my wardrobe without having to buy anything.
And you know how much we, really promote that as well in terms of doing more with less. But I did notice you posted today in the Super Stylers that this one-piece three-way challenge that we do has meant that you've gone.
I know, my shopping list is getting so big.
We'll need to talk about that. So we'll do that on another Q&A session. So shall we dive in? Thank you. Shall we dive in and check out your question for today?
Yep.
Perfect. So you asked, I seem to gravitate to jeans and jumpers, knits in winter, but get tired of wearing the same thing. What would be some other options for winter? It's very cold where you live. It's very cold where I live too. We've got all cold fishes this evening. And that will add a bit of variation to my jeans and jumper wardrobe. So first, what I wanted to do was just to chat about your style profile. And when we talk about style profile, we're talking about your colour palette, your style personality, and also your body shape, because these are the 3 key factors that we should be thinking about whenever we look to create new outfits, and also if we're looking to introduce anything new into our wardrobe as well. So for colour palette, you are a cool, clear and deep. And then what I think is actually the most important thing is around style personality. And for you, you're a gorgeous mix of your elegant and your sultry. And I think in terms of style personality, the reason why we spend so much time on style personality is because if you get this bit right, everything else falls into place. And it is the key to knowing what you're going to really enjoy wearing. So if you're someone who's relaxed natural, jeans and jumpers, go for it. Don't feel like you have to dress up for somebody else. If that's your natural state, go for it. It's about dressing for yourself. For other people, jeans and jumpers isn't going to feel enough. And I have a feeling, Alice, because of your style personality, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's enough. Is that correct?
Yeah. That is definitely correct.
Because if you're a natural relaxed or you're like a little bit creative and things like that, that will totally cut it. But for you, I feel like you want it to be a little bit more elevated because of your style personality. Then you are a gorgeous hourglass, which means that top and bottom you're in proportion. And what's important for your shape and also for your style personality is for you to show your curves. And I think, again, that's where the jeans and jumper thing feels like it's not really showing off your wonderful, wonderful figure. Does that feel right?
Yes, definitely, especially jumpers.
Yeah. So you're in luck because this season for you, in particular for jumpers and tops, it is all about things that are a little bit more snug, semi-fitted or fitted. So let's dive in. I want to talk about the basics because, as we know, you are a super busy mum of 3, and so you still need to be practical in what you wear. So I've got some ideas.
Excellent.
And so alternatives to jeans that are still comfortable and are still going to cut it in terms of wear and tear, running around with the kids, you know, doing all of those things. Now, the first one might feel like a little bit too much today, but it is channeling a little bit of your sultry style personality. And this is the Stevie Wet Look jegging. So I don't know whether you've already got a pair of these.
No, I don't.
Have you ever thought about them?
I am intrigued.
Okay, so I do have a pair of these, and I can attest to the fact that you can wipe pretty much anything off them, and I also throw them in the wash. Okay, so as a mum of 2 slightly older ones than yours, these are great. Anything can go on it, and they just wipe off. They're super comfy. They're like wearing a pair of leggings, but they're a little bit more elevated, and they definitely fit into that sort of sultry vibe as well. But I'll show you a little bit further along a combination that brings in the elegant as well for you. Next up, we've got the same pant. And so the first one is from Jacuba. These 2, actually these 3 are Sportscraft. Can I just say I'm not being sponsored by Sportscraft this evening. It's just that they happen to have really awesome alternatives to jeans at the moment. So first up, we've got the Felicity pull-up pant, which is in a navy. And then we've also got the Felicity pull-up pant in a black velvet. So what I love about these 2, you've got it in the navy, and again, these are a little bit more of an elasticized jegging. Now, they're similar to a ponte, which is what we've got on the end, which is the Esme ponte. So again, they've got that stretch. You can do the splits in these if you need to. They're really, really versatile and comfy, and they are going to be warm as well. So the reason I wanted to show these is the navy ones in particular are really great for the elegant style personality. They look really tailored and refined. The velvet brings in a little bit of that elegant and that sultry, and these are all able to go in the washing machine. The velvet you may need to take a little bit of more care with, but the Felicity pull-ons, absolutely fine. They're wear and tear. And then the Esme Ponte pant, which are these ones on the end here, they are perfect because they are basically dressed up tracksuit pants. So you can put these with a pair of trainers, you can put these with boots, you can actually put these, I've seen someone wear these with heels out for bar wear as well. So super, super comfy and warm. Now, if you don't necessarily want to just go for, you know, your core colours, and for you, luckily you've got, you know, your blacks, your greys and your navies as your core. If you wanted to try something a little bit different, we've got this great witchery skinny pant, which again has got a little bit of elastin in it. It's in a deep forest green, and this would be really great to mix it up, because often the reason we get bored of the jeans is because it's the same sort of colour. We either go black jeans, blue jeans. So introducing some other colours, and then even using the same sort of jumpers and tops, like a stripe long sleeve tee or something like that, will just make it a little bit more interesting for you. Next up for warmth, I've chosen the Sportscraft Cleo cord jean, and this is in a deep burgundy. Now, because you are a cool, clear and deep, you can actually go for something that has a little bit more warmth to it, and it will still work quite well through your palette. Again, because of that cord and that richness of the texture, it will look a little bit more sophisticated, because that's what elegants like. They like things to have a little bit more elevation to them. And then, yes, jeans, but have you got any wide leg jeans at all, Alice?
No, I don't.
Now, as a gorgeous, they're all skinny. And look, skinnies are still in, everybody. Don't panic if you've got a whole wardrobe of skinnies. Skinnies are still very much in. However, wide legs are definitely making a comeback, which I know quite a few people are happy about. And as a gorgeous hourglass, what it does for you is it creates that beautiful, it just even more accentuates that hourglass shape if you wear something fitted on the top half. And again, it still gives you that freedom of movement with the kids. So it's just another option to change it up so that you're not feeling like you're wearing the same sort of uniform. Then we've got this bird's nest boho meadow skirt in pine green. And sorry, it's not showing up. It is actually a ribbed knit. And the reason I've suggested this one is because it's that idea where you can, if you go for something knit or stretchy or even in a jersey, again, you've got a lot of functionality with it, but it's still super warm. And I know we get lots of questions about what coloured tights, for example, we would wear with these. And look, because you are a cool and clear, you could do the black tights with black boots, or you can actually buy tights in these beautiful deep greens as well, and then go for a different, like more of a chocolate boot or something like that too. And then last but not least is a base piece. This is actually a navy knit dress. It's the Carolina knit dress from Forecast. And again, super warm. You could pair this with another cardigan over the top, give you some extra warmth. I actually do layer with thermals under my stuff during winter because I'm a bit of a cold fish, so that's also an option too. And then obviously you can put this with boots and tights. How do you feel about those options so far?
Well, I actually already have a pair of the Ponte pants and I wear them quite and I love the idea of coloured pants. I've been trying to find some coloured pants for a little while, just to, same like what you said, just to have something different from the dark blue or black jeans. So I quite like the idea of that too. And I do have a knit dress that is like one of my go-to winter outfits.
Perfect. And I know that you have an amazing jersey dress actually that you also double up as a skirt, which is super smart.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a really good, I think jersey for winter is really good because you can layer. So I just wanted to show you some tops now, because I know you talked about the jumpers, but all jumpers aren't made equal. All of them have different personalities, and I've tried to pick out here some that are, one, in your colour palette, but two, also in your style personality as well. And I think what really changes up an outfit and still makes it really comfortable, still makes it, you know, lifestyle appropriate, and still makes it you, is about layering it. And so in particular, thinking about some blouses and things like that that you can do for day. Now, thinking from a practical perspective, it needs to be something that you can just wash, hang, and it, you know, the wrinkles just, you know, fall out of it. And the reason I want you to think about some of these tops and blouses is because they're really great laid under cardigans, and they're also great laid under jumpers. And often when we feel a little bit stuck with the jumper is because we often buy the same type of jumper, just maybe in different colours, and it's about thinking that there's heaps and heaps of different styles that you can go for as well. So I just wanted to show you just a few examples of some outfit combos here based on the pieces that I've just shown before. And first we've got the Decuba Stevie Wet look pants, which I think could be quite fun for you, because they're also great for bar wear as well. So wear them during the day, but then if, you know, you're having an evening out, you can do that. And this is actually, and sorry, my printer's decided after all this time that it actually wants to print, so I might Great. Sorry about that. Otherwise, we're going to get a whole heap of printing. So this is actually a Q top, and it's a little bit on the longer side, which is what you'll want because you want to just have it a little bit longer so it covers the hip. And then this is the Jackie E Viv Cardi coat, and that is in a beautiful burgundy. And I thought, as well for comfort, but still got a little bit of elegance to it, is the Midas Gisello black pin punch leather trainers as well. So you could see how you could still do that for day and it would still be comfy and it would still be warm, but you're just elevating that look a little bit. How do you feel about that one?
I quite like that one, actually.
Yeah. So
yeah, I quite like I like the pants and the blouse.
Yeah.
But I am a bit of a cold frog like you as well, so I'd perhaps have to do a bit more layering underneath because I'm definitely a cold frog.
And so that's what I actually tend to do. Under my blouses, I actually wear a Uniqlo Heat Tech long sleeve top because they're super, super thin and fine, but it just means it gives me that extra layer, and then I go over the top with the cardigan, and I find that that's usually really, really good.
Yeah.
So that's a good solution for that one. So next up, I know that this was a sort of a little sneaky question that we're going to answer for you in the style clinic next week as well around belting, especially with coats and cardigans. So what we've got here, and I'm just going to read out what these ones are just in case people are interested. We've got the Carly cardigan, which is from Saba, which is something that Christy and I go on about all the time. We've also, this is just like a little Fendi belt. So that was just something I picked up somewhere else. So that one is a little bit of an investment piece in terms of that. But I really liked the light blue with it because everything else is going to be quite dark underneath. And for you, you need something that just creates that contrast between the lighter colours and the deeper colours for you. We've got the Bowden Alicombe knee-high boots in a beautiful sort of tan colour. And we've got the Marks Juliet baby wool top. And then we've got a Threads jersey stripe skirt. And then we've got some Lucky Star stud earrings there as well. So again, this one in particular I wanted to show because it's really going to show off your waist. And I think that's really important. And you can just wear the jumper with the skirt and the boots. But if you are requiring a little bit more warmth, then the Carly cardigan over the top will really help with that. And again, it's a stretchy jersey skirt, so you can sort of run about in that, which is great. And then last but not least, I decided I wanted to mix it up with some wide leg jeans. And we've got the wide leg jeans, which are from Trenery. And we've also got the Marks Cable Cuteness jumper. So this has got that cable knit to it, which again adds a little bit of interest and really elevates for an elegant. And the reason why it works for a sultry as well is one, because it's red, and red is one of those sultry colours, and because it's quite a fitted jumper as well, so it's going to show your waist. The only suggestion I'd make with this is maybe tuck under the front and let the back a little bit looser, just so it gives a little bit more waist definition through there. And then adding the animal print scarf, and then sort of some, you could do this with a trainer, but if you want to elevate it a little bit, you can go with your tan boot, which is actually a Frankie 4 Belle Cognac, or there are lots of really beautiful pointy ballet flats as well that would work too. But I don't know if you're the same as me, but in winter I find ballet flats hard to do on a day-to-day basis because the top of my foot gets cold.
Yep,
would that be right? So that's why I put the boot in, because I had a feeling that we might be similar with that. We've just popped in some Adorn earrings there as well, and that scarf is from David Boho. So has that helped in terms of giving you a few more ideas of changing up the jeans and jumper uniform?
Yes, definitely. I think I definitely think I need to invest in some thermals because I think that's why I always end up with the same sort of jumpers, because I always think I just want something warm, and then I end up with the same thing, and I get a bit sick of it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and look, I
have other options where I can stay warm and still look nice and not wearing the same thing every day.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for submitting this question. It was so fun to put all of this together as well. And I agree, investing in some Uniqlo Heat Tech or any other thermals Honestly, there's nothing that they're so good. It gives you more options of what to actually wear.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks so much, Alice.
My pleasure. Bye.
I've just got to work out how to get the mouse back to the other screen. Everybody, I'm on new tech today, and as anyone knows, with our tech things, we're always trying to work out how to do them. So, bye, Alice.
Bye.
So next up, we're going to invite Wendy to join us. And Wendy, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate your time. And Wendy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Hi, Fiona. Can you hear me?
We can.
Good. Okay. It's that tech issues. Well, I live in Canberra. The kids have left home. I work part-time, and I got to a stage where I was really uncomfortable with my clothes, had items in my wardrobe that I wasn't wearing, and then just wearing the same old outfits. And I have to fess up, I lived a lot in black. So coming on to the style transformation was a huge improvement to my life.
Thanks, Wendy. What do you think was the biggest takeaway for you?
The biggest takeaway, I think, was finding out about style personalities. I've never heard of it, but when I look back, I now understand why I'd be in a shop, I'd stop and look at something, admire it, but wouldn't go and try it on or do anything. But now I realise, while I like maybe the colour, something was telling me that it didn't suit me, like the style of the garment, not just the colour. So I think the style personality was definitely the biggest thing I found out about.
And how do you feel about your wardrobe now?
I love it. I have colour, but I think more importantly, I have garments that work together. So like I get a lot more outfits, different outfits from some of the same pieces. If you know, all of my tops will work with the pants. So like my tops will have at least 3 pairs of pants that they can work with, and I'm starting to introduce colour into my pants. I tend to wear pants more than anything else. Yeah, and it's just, I realise that now more items are being worn, and I no longer have pieces in my closet that I'm not wearing because I didn't have anything that worked with them.
Perfect. Well, we are going to talk today. I'll just let everyone know what your question is today, because it is a colour question and it's also about coordinating and using more pieces in your wardrobe. So you've said that you've naturally drawn to block colour in your wardrobe, and we'll explain why that is in a moment when we talk about your style personality, and need to create more interesting outfits. In my swatch, I have a rose brown and cocoa, both warm in temperature and designated as basics. They are new colours for me. Without being able to check in store on the actual warmer colours in this print, do you think I could add this particular item to my wardrobe? So we'll reveal that in just a moment. But what I'd love to do is share your style profile now with everyone, Wendy. And for you, your colour palette is cool and what we call muted, or if you have had your colours done in the previous seasonal system, then you are a beautiful summer. So for you, what's really important is the colour is cooler, more blue-based, and that it is a little bit softer. So it almost looks like it's got a little bit of dusting over the top. So you've got a gorgeous palette to work with. And as you mentioned, there are a couple of warm colours in there that will work for you and work within your palette as well, which are a little bit more of those universal colours. As you said, most importantly, it is about style personality, because that is where, if you get that right, everything else will fall into place. Because if it doesn't feel right, you don't feel like wearing it. And so for you, Wendy, you are a gorgeous, natural, classic style personality. And so naturals are people who like things to feel comfortable and effortless, whereas your classics also like to pull together things that are sort of a little bit more tailored and refined and look timeless, for example. Then you've got this creative part coming in, and we've seen that for you, Wendy, bringing in, like, even for example this evening with your gorgeous scarf. You've got, you know, a really classic colour on, you've got a classic shape in your top, but then you've brought forward this beautiful scarf which has got that little bit of creativity in it as well. So you say you prefer more block colours, and that makes sense because of your natural and your classic style personality, and in particular your classic style personality, because classics love things to be more of that block colour. So bringing in the print is about channeling some of the creative. So I know that you already do that with scarves and your accessories, which you do really, really well, I have to say, and also your colour combinations. So we will have a chat to see how you can bring in a little bit more print and still feel really comfortable with it. And then the third factor of your style profile is your body shape, which is a rectangle body shape, which is actually the most versatile body shape for women, because you can mirror your shape by wearing things that are more of that sort of straight or boxy shape. You can create a gorgeous hourglass shape as well by just having gentle shaping around the waist, and you can also create that inverted triangle shape too. So it gives you lots and lots of options with the outfits that you put together. Shall we dive in and have a look at the beautiful shirt that you've shared?
Yes, please.
Perfect. So this is the gorgeous Elegance Liberty shirt from Sportscraft. Like I said before, we are not sponsoring Sportscraft. They haven't sponsored this at all this evening. It just happens to be that there's quite a few good pieces there. So the first things first is when we look at colours, and in particular when we look at print and pattern, what you want to do is, this is an example of Wendy's colour swatch here, and you want to see if it belongs. And what I don't know whether you can see on screen there, you might have to enlarge a little bit, is you can see that we've got some of those beautiful lighter blues, we've got some of those great mid blues in there, we've got the deep navy in the background that is cool. So all of those are cool. And then we've got actually some of these rose brown and cocoa colours also coming through. Now there are some warm colours in this shirt, so that's the thing we have to be aware of. Now, only 80% of the colour has to be right. 20% can actually be from the opposite colour palette, because that's actually what makes a print or an outfit quite interesting, is when you bring in something that is from like the opposite. So that's what makes it interesting. So from a colour wheel perspective, Wendy, I really do think that you could do this and get away with this. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So, and you can see also with the rose brown and the cocoa colour as well, that it goes quite beautifully with that. So the only thing I want to say about the shirt though is this is a big foray into print, because this is quite a busy print as well. Tell me about some of the other print that you've got in your wardrobe. Like, do you have any other blouses or tops or skirts or dresses in any print?
Yes, I have a top that you've seen before, Fiona, but it's quite deep in colour. So it's probably a top that I do like, but now I understand that probably it's not the best contrast for me. And so I started to look for prints. When I saw this one, I sort of thought, oh, that sort of paisley type print is quite good for my style personality. But I sort of wondered about the browns, the warmer colours in this shirt and the print. It's quite different to any of the other prints I have. Maybe because of the size of the print, the scale. I mean, I don't have prints that are really, really tiny, apart from, say, something in the scarf. So that was something I was looking at. And it was one of the first prints I came across that I thought, oh, could this work? So it is a big challenge for me to introduce print.
And look, I would actually really give this a go, and there's a couple of reasons. If you look, it has a little bit more of a nature-based, so even though it's paisley, it's still got that sort of flowers and leaves and that type of thing to it. So again, that fits into that natural, and then it really fits quite well into that creative style personality too. And I know we were chatting just briefly before this as well, something to maybe think about is as you get used to maybe wearing this, or if you bring this home and play with it in your wardrobe for a little while and see if it's going to work, you could also pair this, for example, under a jacket or a blazer, because what it does is then you're only seeing a little bit of the print and then you've still got the block colour. So that, means that you're not just wearing all print on the top if it feels like it's too much. You could just have the collar peeking out of a jumper as well, just to add that little bit. So it almost acts like what you're doing with the scarf. And again, maybe rolling up the sleeves a little bit and have a little bit of a cuff showing, or you could do a cardigan as well. So don't think that you necessarily have to wear it just by itself so that it feels like too much. You can use a shirt or a blouse to introduce print or pattern as a layering piece, which I think is quite a fun way to do it. So yes, I wear a lot of my print and pattern by itself, but I actually layer a lot of it as well to again make other pieces feel a little bit more interesting. How does that sound?
That sounds quite good, because it is a bold move to go into a print like that for me. So to have a third piece layering would sort of really suit me, I think.
Yeah, and that just eases you into it as well. So it just helps with that. So I'll show you a few pants and a few colours that I think would be really great to put with it. And so these first pants, these are actually yours. This is what you've got in your wardrobe right now. And I think the reason I love them so much, and I was so excited when I saw that you had these, and the reason I've put them together is because when you put these two together, the cooler colours actually are drawn out of the print. So they actually, and it might be a little bit hard to see on screen here, but when you see it up closer together, you can see the cooler colours drawn forward. So that's just something to be aware of, that when you're pairing it with something, maybe pair it with something a little bit cooler if you do feel like there's a little bit too much warmth there. So I'll just let everyone know these are the Moroccan Mia twill pants. So these are about 2 seasons ago, or 3 seasons ago.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. The next ones we have up are the Sportscraft Evelyn Pant. And so these are very similar to our rose, I think it's the rose brown, or is it the cocoa? So just being aware that, yes, you can totally do this. And as a beautiful rectangle shape, because you are beautifully proportioned top and bottom, you can go lighter on the bottom and you still remain in proportion, okay? So going for this sort of lighter colour, and this colour will work, and this is cappuccino, that's how they've classified it at Sportscraft, will work with heaps of other colours that you've got in your wardrobe as well, some of your beautiful sort of lilacs and things like that, and the greens and the blues too. So that could be a good option. Because I know have you already got your Eva capris in navy, is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. So they'll work perfectly with it too. So, and the Evelyn pant is quite similar to the Eva capri as well. I think it might be just a little bit narrower through the leg, whereas the Eva is a little bit straighter through the leg there. And then last but not least, we've got the gorgeous, and again, it's from Sportscraft, the Nicoletta stretch twill jean. And I love it in this beautiful sage colour. And you can see putting those together as well just gives it a different look, and brings through some of those lighter colours, especially the taupe and lighter browns through there. And again, I might just see, actually I'm not technically savvy enough to flip the other slide, but I did test it out with your swatch to see that a lot of other colours that you've got in your swatch would also work beautifully with that colour pant too. And again, this is not just limited to pants. You could do skirts in these colours and also shorts. I don't know whether you're into shorts.
No.
No?
No shorts.
Well, if anyone is into shorts, you can do them. And then the cappuccino pants here actually come in a short. And then what you can do is you could leave it open, have a little off-white tank underneath, roll up the sleeves to give it that sort of, spring summer vibe there as well. So there's lots and lots of options you could do with this shirt. So do you think it might be worth giving a go?
I think I might head into the store and have a look at it, Fiona. And I'm just thinking, like, when you said wearing it with a tank, say if you had shorts, how would a tank and the shirt opened up with the pants work? Would that sort of like be the opposite to having the third piece layered over? Sort of breaks that pattern up?
Absolutely. That's a great idea. And even if you brought in one that's got a little bit of blue in it, that would do the same. Or actually, what would also be good for you is a navy underneath.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for
The navy
that.
would be great. Yeah, that would be really, really good. And you could actually do like a long sleeve tee up even higher if you wanted to, depending on the sort of look you're going for. That would work well as well.
All right, okay. I think I will head into the shops and have a play around with the shirt and the layering pieces. Yeah, definitely.
And over in the Superstylers membership, if you want any feedback, you can do that as well over in that group.
Yes, I will post it actually, because I like to get the feedback from the other Superstylers, because it's a great little forum, because there's no sort of judgment, but everyone's encouraging and giving you ideas and suggestions. So that's a great idea. Thanks.
No problem at all. Well, thank you so much, Wendy, for posting your question for me this evening. It was really lovely to share this and to talk a little bit about colour and colour combinations as well. And I'll just bring up there. So I'll just bring Alice back as well to say goodbye to her. Thank you, Alice. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. Really appreciate it. So if you are interested in your own style transformation, I've posted the link to our wait list if you'd like to hear some more about it, and also be in the running for some special bonuses that we have coming up in relation to the program. So thank you for joining me this evening. I'll be checking out if you've got any questions and comments, I'll get to those this evening or tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next week for some more live style Q&A. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Fiona. Thanks, Alice.